and Congo to sign a peace deal that was announced just last week. You actually got to sit down with the president of the Congo in Africa earlier in the week and speak with him about this momentous, this historic event that's happening here today at the White House, and you will be in the Oval Office as well. But when you were talking to the president, you asked him essentially why the international community has ignored this for so long, and here's what he had to say.
The international community have forsaken us, and we are victims, and we have millions of victims recorded since then. Now, we believe that the international community ought to take side with us and help us sort this situation. That's why I would like to hereby thank the Trump administration for the efforts they are doing, and I'm even convinced that this will be successful. And I really want to say that finally the international community, through the United States taking the lead, have understood that they needed to help the DRC people.
So why do you feel like this has been ignored by so many around the world, this genocide, this fighting that's taken place for over 30 years?
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for having me. As you've mentioned, I was in Congo last week. I've witnessed myself how proud, how happy the people of Congo are because of this peace deal. And I've seen hope. You can tell that there is hope right now. And from the president answering your question, he have said hypocrisy. This is what he noticed from the international community and also from many African leaders, except, of course, the president of Angola, President João Lourenço, who worked very hard to bring peace to Congo, but unfortunately, he couldn't deliver. But now they are seeing into the United States, under, of course, the leadership of President Donald Trump, that finally they will see peace in Congo, which pretty much will bring development and, of course, economic benefit to the country.
Yes, and I believe we have that clip as well, where the president of the Congo is saying that it is hypocritical that Africa was not able to create or find a solution themselves. So let's listen to that.
We are ourselves the very problem. We are accepting and agreeing upon principles that we do not abide by. When I took office in 2019, there was a resolution that read, in 2020, the objective would be to silence the arms and weapons in Africa. Was it achieved? No. Today, it's very unsuccessful, meaning we are voting principles that we do not even abide by. As long as we behave this way, other continents would never respect us.
Ariana, why do you feel that Africa wasn't able to find a solution to this problem that's been going on since 1995?
Yeah, as the President Felix Tshisekedi have mentioned, he said that many African leaders would comment to him that is unfair, the war, but they would not public say it. Like he said, that was something that he couldn't take it. That was something not well that some African leaders were doing, except one or other that would recognize that that was not the posture that most of African leaders should have. They should condemn, because that was one state invading another one because of the mineral and all the richness. And he was expecting for all the African leaders together to condemn and to act. But he couldn't see that. That's why he said that was something that he pretty much criticized for many years. But now, as I mentioned, he said, unfortunately, because of this hypocrisy from the African leaders, he ended up coming to United States. He ended up looking for solution in other places. And finally, the United States is taken serious under, of course, President Trump, because even previous administration never looked at this conflict with seriousness, with willing to help. They didn't do that. But finally, President Trump is the one who said, this must stop, this is wrong.
And we even heard the president of Congo say that President Trump didn't pay attention in his first term, but he is in his second term. What is the standpoint of Africans and how they view President Trump?
This is a great question, Lindsay, because I went to Congo. I spoke with the people, even little kids. You're not going to believe that. They know a man named Trump is doing something to bring peace to their country. Some of them, they don't know much about President Trump, but they know the name Trump because they know that's the man behind this upcoming peace that is coming to Congo. And also, they are very, very happy. You can see hope in the eyes when you talk to the people. They say, finally, we'll be able to make our country grow. We'll be able to do business with people because we're not going to be focused on solving this war problem that has been lasting for many years and killing many people. So they are happy. They have hope now.
The president even suggested that the war between Rwanda and Congo has killed more people than World War II.
That's right.
Just for context for our viewers here, President Trump has talked about how he has solved peace between Pakistan and Iran, Abraham Accords, which he hopes to have more of, and now Congo and Rwanda. You ask the president if he believes President Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize because of that. Here's what he had to say.
Some people would say that this war has caused more dead than the Second World War. And I think if President Trump, thanks to mediation, managed to definitely end this war, he would really deserve this Nobel Prize. I would go the first to vote for him.
Ariana, do you believe that this is something that these two countries will nominate the president for? Does it deem itself worthy of a Nobel Peace Prize?
When I spoke with President Tshisekedi, he was very clear that this was a word that previous administration, United States, couldn't do anything except this one under the leadership of President Trump. And he also know that President Trump is not only focused on Africa or solving this problem in Congo, but he's also focused on bringing peace between Russia and Ukraine and also in the Middle East. And he mentioned to me during this interview that because they see hope, peace coming to Congo, when finally the peace reach the Democratic Republic of Congo, he will be more than happy to nominate President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize.
And finally, before we leave here, as a representative all of Africa, as you are here at the White House, what does this moment not just mean for these two countries, but also Africa as a whole that makes up many, many countries?
Yeah, this is an historic day, of course, because as you know, many people in Africa know about this conflict for years, and no one could do anything to solve. Many Congolese die. The country is devastated. The country, even though has so many natural resources and so many opportunities from business, from tourism, from many areas, they wasn't able to grow because of the war. So now, with this peace deal agreement signing that we will be witness in a few hours, they are hopeful that the country finally will be able to rise and to grow. So, and this is not only a happy moment for the Congolese people, it's for the entire continent. Because even though some couldn't do much to solve this war problem, everybody's happy. Everybody was expecting this war to end. Because those are two brother and sister countries, like Rwanda and Congo. They are neighbor countries. They are pretty much family. They shouldn't be fighting. And thanks to President Trump for looking to that and do something. This is a hope not only for Congo, but for the entire continent, because all the continent, all the countries in Africa, they want this war and many other wars to end.
Well, thank you for being here to talk with us. Thank you for sharing your interview with the president of the Congo here with our viewers today. And we won't keep you, it's a big day for you here, but it's important for people to understand what is happening globally around the world and how the U.S. is involved in those conflicts. And today, helping solve one of the biggest conflicts that's been going on since 1995.